Hi, I'm Carmen. For the past 5 years, I've worked as a cybersecurity analyst for a government contractor that handles sensitive information. My job requires discretion, but my cousin Ryan never understood boundaries. You're always so secretive about your work, Ryan said during our monthly family dinner. What's the big deal? It's just computer stuff, right? I sipped my water, maintaining my composure. The big deal is national security, Ryan. I sign multiple NDAs annually for a reason. My Aunt Patricia chimed in. Carmen takes her job seriously. You should respect that, Ryan. Thanks, Aunt Patty, I said, grateful for the support. Ryan rolled his eyes. Whatever, we're family. It's not like I'm asking for launch codes. My brother Miguel laughed uncomfortably. Let's change the subject. How's everyone liking the lasagna? It's delicious, Aunt Patty, I said, trying to ease the tension. Did you change the recipe? Just added a little more basil this time, she replied with a warm smile. I know it's your favorite. Ryan wasn't finished. So what exactly do you do all day? Stare at computer screens looking for Russian hackers? His tone was mocking. Ryan, my Uncle Roberto warned. Enough. I protect information that keeps people safe, I said firmly. That's all you need to know. That night, I worked late from home, organizing files for an upcoming presentation. Around midnight, I noticed Miguel lingering near my home office. Need something? I asked, closing my laptop. Just checking if you want some tea, he offered with an unusual smile. No thanks. I'm heading to bed soon. You've been working a lot lately, he commented, leaning against the doorframe. Big project? Something like that, I replied, not wanting to elaborate. Ryan thinks you're being paranoid about the secrecy thing, Miguel said casually. Ryan should worry about his own failing business ventures instead of my job, I snapped. Miguel held up his hands defensively. Hey, just making conversation. Sorry, I sighed. I'm tired. Long day. The next morning, I received a frantic call from my colleague, Diana. Carmen, where are you? Her voice trembled. Home. What's wrong? Homeland Security is here. Someone accessed confidential files using your credentials last night. They're questioning everyone. My stomach dropped. That's impossible. My laptop was with me all night. Did you leave it unattended at any point? Diana pressed. I remembered stepping away for a bathroom break. Just for 5 minutes, but it was at home and... The realization hit me. Miguel was there. Your brother? Carmen? These files contained classified intel on potential security threats. This is serious. I'm coming in now, I said, grabbing my keys. As I rushed to my car, my phone buzzed with a text from my cousin Ryan. Thanks for the simple work files. Interesting stuff. Miguel says you won't even notice they're gone. I froze in disbelief. Before I could process this betrayal, another call came through. Homeland Security, requesting I come in immediately for questioning. Agent Danielle Parker sat across from me in the sterile interrogation room, her expression unreadable. Walk me through last night, Miss Reyes, she said, tapping her pen against a notepad. I explained everything, the family dinner, working late, Miguel's unusual behavior. And this text message? She slid my phone back across the table. My cousin Ryan, he and my brother Miguel have always been close. I think I couldn't bring myself to finish the sentence. Committed a federal crime? Agent Parker completed my thought. Miss Reyes, the files accessed contain information that could compromise ongoing operations if leaked. I understand. I want to cooperate fully. Good. We'll need access to your home to collect evidence, she said. In the meantime, don't contact your brother or cousin. Will I lose my job over this? I asked, the reality of the situation sinking in. Agent Parker's expression softened slightly. That depends on our findings. If you were truly unaware and didn't facilitate the breach, your company has policies to protect you. When I left the building, Diana was waiting. What happened? She asked, pulling me into a coffee shop. Miguel and Ryan somehow accessed classified files from my laptop. Diana, my own family, put national security at risk. But why would they do that? Ryan's always been envious of my career. He's failed at 3 startups while I've advanced. I stirred my untouched coffee. But Miguel, I don't understand his motivation. Money, Diana suggested. Those files could fetch a high price. I don't think they'd go that far, I said, doubt creeping into my voice. My phone rang. Aunt Patricia. Carmen? What's happening? Why are there federal agents at Miguel's apartment? Aunt Patty, I can't discuss this right now. He's your brother. Whatever this is about, you need to help him. Help him? My voice rose sharply. Do you have any idea what he's done? He said it was just some work files you left open, that Ryan was curious and they committed a federal crime, Aunt Patty. They accessed classified information. The cafe grew quiet as people turned to stare. That can't be right, she insisted. Miguel said you were overreacting, that these were just boring reports anyone could find online. Is that what he told you? Well, he lied. Homeland Security doesn't investigate boring reports, Aunt Patty. Carmen, listen to yourself. This is Miguel we're talking about. Your brother who helped you move into your first apartment? That doesn't give him the right to betray my trust and jeopardize national security. You've always been dramatic, she sighed. Just like your father. That comparison stung. Don't bring him into this. Later that evening, I met with Sam, an old friend who worked as a legal consultant. This is straightforward, Carmen, Sam explained over dinner. They accessed classified information without authorization. That's a federal offense. They're family, I whispered, still processing the betrayal. Family or not, they put you at risk. Your career, your freedom, everything you've worked for could be compromised. What should I do? Cooperate with the investigation, document everything, and prepare yourself. This won't end quietly. Could they really go to prison for this? I asked, pushing my food around my plate. Absolutely. Unauthorized access to classified information carries serious penalties. Add potential distribution charges if they shared anything, and we're talking years, not months. 3 days later, I finally confronted Miguel at Sam's office. Neutral ground with a witness present. You had no right, I said the moment he sat down. Miguel's usual confidence was gone, replaced by nervous fidgeting. Carmen, you're blowing this way out of proportion. We? I interrupted. So you admit you and Ryan planned this together? It wasn't planned. You left your laptop open and what? You decided to steal classified information for fun? Sam observed silently from the corner as Miguel's excuses tumbled out. Ryan's been struggling financially. He thought maybe there was something valuable in your files. Market information, investment tips. So you committed espionage for stock tips? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't espionage. That's dramatic, Carmen. We're family. Family doesn't put each other at risk of federal prosecution. Miguel leaned forward, lowering his voice. Look, we made a mistake. Ryan's sorry. I'm sorry. Can't you just tell them it was an accident? That you gave us permission? You want me to lie to federal investigators? To risk my career and freedom to cover for you? That's what family does. We protect each other. Where was that protection when you stole from me? When you betrayed my trust? We didn't think it was that serious, Miguel protested, running his hands through his hair. The files had boring names, budget reviews, system protocols. The classified markings weren't a clue? I shot back. The encryption? The password protection you had to bypass? Ryan knows computers. He said it was standard stuff. Ryan couldn't code his way out of a paper bag. His last startup failed because he couldn't secure basic user data. Don't talk about him like that, Miguel defended. He's been good to you. Good to me? By stealing my files? By putting my career at risk? Carmen, please. His voice cracked. I could go to prison. Maybe you should have thought about that before accessing files marked classified. I'm your brother. Desperation edged his voice. We grew up together. I was there for you when Dad left, when you struggled through college. Doesn't that count for anything? For a moment, I wavered, until Sam slid a document across the table. Homeland Security found these on Ryan's computer, Sam said quietly. They were emails, dozens of them, where Miguel and Ryan discussed monitoring my work for months, waiting for an opportunity. This wasn't impulsive, I realized aloud. You've been planning this. It wasn't like that, Miguel insisted, but his eyes told a different story. Then what was it like? I demanded. Explain why you wrote, and I'm quoting here, Carmen's too careful. We need to wait until she slips up. You don't understand the pressure I've been under, he said, voice breaking. Dad cut me off after the restaurant failed. So you decided to solve your problems by stealing from me? By risking my career? Miguel's face hardened. Fine. Be the perfect Carmen as always. Throw your family under the bus for your precious career. You did this, Miguel. Not me. If you press charges, you're dead to me. To all of us. His voice grew menacing. And I swear, I'll make sure everyone knows how you betrayed your family. As he stood to leave, he knocked over his chair. You'll regret this, Carmen. I promise you will. Sam immediately picked up the phone. Agent Parker, we need to report a threat. The prosecution presented their case methodically. Ryan crumbled under cross-examination, admitting their plan while trying to minimize his role. Miguel maintained they never intended harm, just needed financial help that Carmen selfishly withheld. On the final day, the judge asked if I wanted to make a victim impact statement. Miss Reyes? She prompted. I approached the podium, facing the courtroom. Miguel and Ryan sat with their attorneys, expressions a mix of resentment and fear. Your Honor, when people ask what the defendants took from me, they assume it was just information, files, data. But what they really stole was my sense of security, my trust in the people I thought would always protect me. My voice remained steady as I continued. Miguel isn't just my brother. He was my confidant. Ryan wasn't just my cousin. He was someone I helped through college, someone I loaned money to repeatedly. Miguel stared at the table, refusing to meet my eyes. I don't take pleasure in their punishment, but actions have consequences. That's something my brother and cousin never seemed to understand. The courtroom was silent as the judge delivered the verdict. The court finds the defendants, Miguel Reyes and Ryan Torres, guilty on all counts of unauthorized access to classified information and attempted distribution of said information. Ryan collapsed into his chair while Miguel stared at me with undisguised hatred. The defendants will surrender themselves in 2 weeks to begin serving their sentences. 5 years federal prison for Mr. Torres, 7 years for Mr. Reyes due to the additional charge of intimidating a witness. Outside the courthouse, reporters called questions as I pushed through with Diana at my side. How does it feel to send your own family to prison? Diana shielded me, guiding me toward the parking garage, but Aunt Patricia intercepted us, her face lined with grief and anger. Are you satisfied now? She asked, her voice barely controlled. Your own brother in prison. Aunt Patty, they committed serious crimes. They could have hurt people. Their family. How could you let this happen? I didn't let anything happen. They made their choices. Your father was right about you. Always so cold, so detached. Diana stepped between us. Mrs. Reyes, Carmen has been through enough. Your son and nephew broke the law. That's not her fault. Family forgives, Carmen, Aunt Patricia insisted. Whatever they did, family forgives. Not this time. I turned to leave, but she grabbed my arm. Miguel wants to see you before he reports to prison. Please, Carmen, he's your brother. 2 days later, I agreed to meet Miguel at our childhood home. Agent Parker waited outside as a precaution. You actually came? Miguel said, surprise evident in his voice. Aunt Patty said you wanted to talk. He nodded, suddenly looking like the little brother I once protected from bullies. I wanted to say I'm sorry. I didn't understand what I was doing. You knew exactly what you were doing, Miguel. The emails proved it. I was desperate. Ryan convinced me. Stop. No more excuses. Carmen, please. 7 years is a long time. I can't. You should have thought about consequences before you acted. I made a mistake. Everyone deserves forgiveness. Forgiveness is earned, not given. And you haven't earned anything. He paced the room. What do you want from me? Blood? I've lost everything already. My job, my apartment. I didn't put you in this position, Miguel. You did. Is this about Dad? Are you punishing me because I stayed in touch with him? Don't you dare make this about him, I warned, my voice dangerously low. You're just like him, holding grudges, shutting people out. And you're just like him too, blaming everyone else for your mistakes. As I turned to leave, he called after me, "We're still family. That hasn't changed." I paused at the door. Yes, it has. Family doesn't do what you did. 6 months later, Diana and Sam joined me for dinner at my new apartment across town. How's the new job? Diana asked, pouring wine. Different. Good different. After the trial, I'd been reassigned to a higher security division, a vote of confidence in my integrity. Heard anything from your aunt? Sam asked cautiously. She sends messages through mutual friends, always the same request, to visit Miguel. And will you? Diana asked. No. I set down my glass firmly. Some betrayals can't be undone. Have you heard how he's doing? Sam probed gently. Uncle Roberto visits him, says he's adjusting, whatever that means in prison. Carmen, it's okay to still feel hurt, to still be angry, Diana said. I'm not angry, I insisted. I'm just done. That's not how grief works, Sam said quietly. And this is grief, mourning relationships that died. You did the right thing, Carmen, Sam reassured me. They made their choices. I know. But sometimes I wonder if there was another way. There wasn't, Diana insisted. They jeopardized national security. They betrayed your trust, and when caught, they tried to manipulate you into taking the fall. The hardest part wasn't the investigation or even the trial, I admitted. It was realizing the people I trusted most were willing to sacrifice me for their own gain. Have you thought about what you'll do when they eventually get out? Sam asked. I looked around my new apartment, the fresh start I'd made. That's years away. By then I'll be someone they don't recognize anymore. And if they try to reconnect, Diana pressed, some bridges can't be rebuilt once they're burned. I poured more wine. Enough about the past. What's in those files you brought, Sam? A security conference in Singapore. Your boss asked if you'd represent the department. For the first time in months, excitement flickered within me. Seriously? They trust you, Carmen. After everything, they still value your expertise and integrity. To moving forward, Diana raised her glass. As we toasted, I realized something important. Family isn't always who you're born to. Sometimes it's who stands beside you when the truth comes out. What would you do if those closest to you betrayed your trust? Sometimes the greatest act of self-respect is walking away.